Hello, welcome to AsherTech. Keep viewing.
So today I'm going to show you how you can set up Plex on your own device. What you can do is to set up Plex, you've got to download a bunch of things, but this will be relevant to every single platform out there, whether it's Linux, Windows, Mac, whatever else the heck you may decide to use to download Plex onto Plex Media Server. The other thing that is relevant too would be the setup plus everything about it. So first, what is Plex? Plex is, I wouldn't call it online media streaming, though it technically is. More or less, it's an app. Plex Media Server is an app you download on your computer, which there's Plex and then Plex Media Server. What Plex Media Server does is it houses all of your media, so you're able to stream it from every device possible that they're compatible with, which I'll leave all the links to all the stuff down below. But basically, Plex is just there to tell people what is and what isn't media. So you can house all of your TV shows, movies, music, pictures, and all of your other all local media. And then what it will do is once you're hosting your local media this way, you're able to stream it to any device. So I explain it like, think of Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, those type of things. You have your tagged media, you have your non-tagged media and stuff, like if you have movies on your computer that you download, let's say, illegally, I'm not trying to say that, or you have your own media from a disc that you ripped. So there's a lot of things to it. So you have that and you want to watch it, let's say, on your TV or your Xbox or something. Instead of having to plug in a drive every time, just turn on your computer, launch Plex Media Server, open up Plex, log in, and you're good to go. So it's like Netflix, but instead of being Netflix, it's with your own media. So if Netflix doesn't have Stranger Things on it, let's say one day it happens to magically get deleted, and you decide that you want to watch it and you find a place to download it, you'll be able to watch Stranger Things on your TV. It'll tag it, it'll tell you the exact studio it's from, aka Netflix, it'll tell you all about it. You'll get a summary for each episode. You'll be able to track your watch stuff, do all this and that, like Netflix does and Hulu does. So when you go into Netflix, you can see all the same stuff. Now, there's Plex Pass. You pay $120 a month for access to a bunch of extra things like streaming live TV over a local antenna, which, if you really want to do that, sometimes there are also sales where you can spend $70 for a lifetime pass, like lifetime, and until Plex completely shuts down, you'll be able to use all of those types of things, which will never happen, don't worry. And then you can spend $5 a month if you decide to support them that way, though. The $120 if you're going to use it for the next couple of years. Now be wary though, once you start this, you may not stop. I have 19 terabytes and growing of my own media that I have on a non-local server someplace else that I manage, and I built the server too and everything. So I just think of it this way. You have your Plex media, you have this and that, and there you go. Now when it comes to it, here's how you can set it up, and here's how you can get it working to your specifications. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up your browser of choice, and you're going to want to head to plex.tv. I will link this down below for you. And then to be able to do this, what you're going to want to do, it's more or less just, you're going to want to sign up for a free account. So you click Get Free Plex Account. And then what it's going to do is it's going to ask you to log in. I logged in with Google, so it's pretty simple. But you can set up an email address, log in with a bunch of things, and you click Get Plex. This link will be down below in the description. I will link the plex.tv, and then I will link this start of the site. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click Plex Media Server. You select your program. I'm assuming you're going to be using Windows here, but once you download this, it'll basically be the same. Now, I have Plex Pass downloads on, but, well, there right now won't be much difference since I have Plex Pass. Just click download, click save,
and it will download it. It'll take a couple seconds to download, and then once it's done downloading, you will want to open it up. It's going to be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Click install. This requires administrator access on your computer to do this. I'm going to want to run through this whole process. Then what you're going to want to do is, once this is done, click the launch button, and then that's the simple part. Then on the bottom on the taskbar, you're going to want to double click your Plex media server login. You want to double click the Plex media server part over here, and it'll open up your web interface. Now what it'll do is it'll explain your Plex media server. Now Plex is apps and devices available on Amazon Alexa, Fire TV, Android Auto, Android TV, Apple TV, Chromecast, Google Daydream, iOS, Kodi, Mirage Solo VR, Mac, Nvidia Shield, Oculus Go, PlayStation, Roku, Samsung Gear VR, smart TVs. It's literally available on all different platforms of smart TVs, Android, WebOS, Tizen, WebOS LG, Samsung, all this other stuff. Sonos, TiVo, Windows, and Xbox One. Now, for all of these, if you click on one of these, it will redirect you to learn more. So if I go to Android, you can click Get It On Play. Fire TV, you can click Download. But once you're over here, it'll automatically ask you, I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen like you can see me, but it'll automatically ask you what you want to do. So just click Got It, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to name this. Now, I am going to name this Israel. If you want to allow to access media outside the home, you can. What that'll do is you'll have to go through another step if you want to do that. What that'll allow you to do is on your phone or something, access it. So I have it already set up that I can just have it accessed outside my home. So that when I'm listening to my music, it'll do this. But you don't have to do that step. That step is just whatever. You can click yes. Now, I don't know why Photos is a library here, but what you need to do is what you want to do. The first thing you're going to do is click Add Library. You're going to select the library you want to add. So let's say you have a list of movies. You can add those movies. So what I recommend doing under here is I recommend under whatever folder you're going to use Plex in, I recommend creating a new folder called Movie. And then I recommend creating, if you're going to have TV, I recommend creating a new folder called TV. If you're going to have music, I recommend if you have a hard drive just full of music, then that's good. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to locate whatever music you have or movies you have, and you're going to drag them into here. And then what you're going to want to do, like, you don't have to necessarily do this if your movies are already in a specific folder, or TV shows, music, other videos, and photos and stuff, but you can select one. I'm selecting movies here. I'm just going to name it movies. You can have one for 4K movies, 1080p, 720, 480, and SD. And then what you're going to want to do is browse for media. You find the specific folder, and once this is good, I have it under D, Videos, Movie, and then you're going to add it. Now when you click Advanced, this is everything. So you just leave this as normal, ignore this, and click Add Library. And then you're going to want to do the same thing. I'm going to edit this actually. I'm going to, I don't know why I did that. I'm going to do the same thing. I don't have any TV shows on this computer specifically, but the same thing goes for TV shows. Now I'm going to go add a music library. I'm going to show you what that one over here entails. So over here, if I go to this, I have TV and 500. Those are the two hard drives that I have for that. So that is E and H. So I'm going to go to E. As you can see, music is its own folder here. Click Add Folder, and if you have multiple folders, you can do that. Now over here, I have this as its own folder, and yeah, there's two folders in here, but that doesn't make a difference. It'll add the music, and then you're going to click Add Library. Now the two libraries I created will be up here. Now if you wanted to name this music something else, you can, and the same thing for the movies. All you have to do is click Edit over here, click Next, And all set. Plex Media Server's working hard to find your media. It'll locate you to the downloads folder for it. Now, if you're going to be watching this on your Windows computer, I recommend downloading under apps and devices Plex for Windows. So, Plex Media Player for Windows Home Theater PCs. They basically sort of more or less depreciated this one, and they recommend using Plex for Windows at this point. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to click download 64-bit, and you'll have your Plex. It's basically a web app in a Plex form, so you'll be able to watch everything at the highest quality possible without transcoding anything. Like basically it converts the file to a specific thing. Like let's say you can only watch 720p video over the network, and on your like let's say you can only watch, let's say you have a server in California but you're located in Utah, then if you're watching over the network, let's say you had it set up like that, this will play it at the highest quality possible. Now, the only reason why I recommend Plex for Windows is because it has a couple more features, like a couple more things that you can do than just the web app itself. Not that you need it if you're only watching this on your computer, but if you're watching it on the TV and other stuff, you don't really need that. Just download it on the specific platforms and then just click done. Now, since I have a bunch of different servers, so select your server, click continue, and there you go. You see this sidebar, click more. Now you're going to select your server. I had mine named Israel. Now the first thing I want to do is over here. What it's doing is it's scanning your movies and your music under this little converter activity thing. It's telling you scanning music. So now it's scanning all of my music and it's scanning all of my movies. So this will automatically match itself, but if you have an issue matching a movie, what you do is you click the three dots, click match, and you can click search options and search for the movie you want under the movie database. Click search, and your movie will eventually show up. Now it shows up, and you can see Doolittle. Now what will happen is it will try to match the movie to what you showed. It's going to download all the information about the movie. It'll download all the posters it can do. Now as you can see, it has displayed this. It tells you all the information, tells you everything about it. This over here is a Plex Pass feature, but it basically tells you everything about it. You can add it to a playlist, mark as played, edit it. So if you want another poster, you can have all the posters possible. You can all this stuff. When you click get info, it tells you everything you want to know about the movie, and you can play it. Or there's a spot you could have went on. I don't know why it's not showing, but it's for trailers. You can watch a trailer to it. Now there's also music over here, but the only problem that I have with music myself is all of my stuff has album artwork. It's already tagged correctly and all this other stuff. So what I want to do here is go to where it says music, click the three dots, click manage library, click edit. Now go to advanced and scroll down, and when you go to agent, select personal media artists. Now, all of these, I would want personal media artists only so that when I'm scanning my music and I'm scanning it again, what'll happen is if I go into my library and I go to albums, let's say, some of this stuff will be matched, some of this won't, but if I go over here and I click the information, Star Wars The Last Jedi, original motion picture, main title, and escape. So that shows up correctly, but I don't want it to choose any random artist or any random thing, because I've had that happen before. So that's what you do there. And you can do the same thing over here if you go to the edit in advanced. Agent, the movie database, you can do the same thing. So I'm just going to click save. So every time you open up a new movie or something, it will go to the movies folder. Now if I go home If I go home after I play a movie, I'm going to start the movie for a second. I'm going to skip into the middle of it, let it load for a second, because it has to, of course, load the part of the movie that you're on. I'm going to go back to my home. Nothing's here. So what you're going to want to do is under movies, click the three dots and click pin, and do the same thing under music, click pinned. So now you see on the home, you see continue watching, and it shows the name of your server, and you can see it shows up here what I'm up to. And then I can just click play and ask me if I want to resume or start from the beginning. It has recently added movies, and then same thing for music, and you can scroll through all of this. It's pretty, once you actually start using Plex, it gets a little bit easier to use, and setting it up is pretty simple as it walks you straight through all of this, so there's no real need for anything. But if you had more than one movie or more than one TV show, let me show you here under movies. It shows you your recommended over here. So it'll take a second just because it has to load it a certain way. It'll show you your recommended, recently released, recently added, continue watching, top movies, and I already just finished that one. I'll tell you everything, top unplayed movies, recently played movies, and then you can go to your library and you can scroll through it, or you can select over here this stuff. You can go to collections if you created that, which is basically like, oh, let me look through all these Adam Sandler movies. So I do this so it shows up, so I don't have to search this. There's almost all of them. I can go to my playlists if I had a playlist of like movies that I like to watch the most. I can go to TV shows. It shows recommend. It shows on deck for my side. Recently aired TV. Recently added. Continue watching. Start watching. Rediscover. More from this. Top rated. More in animation. Recently played episodes. I can go to library. Scroll through all of the TV shows. Now, if I go here, let's say I want to watch 13 Reasons Why. It'll tell me the studio that it's on, so I can click this and everything from that studio will show up. If I want to see the cast, related shows, more from Netflix, I can go over here to the show, and it'll tell me everything about the certain episode. So if I go to episode 3, it'll tell me exactly what I want to know, audio and video, and then I can select subtitles if I wanted those too. And then I can go out of this, and I can see all of my shows, and I can go to collections here, so I can go to kids shows, and let's say I had something for a collection of movies called Kids. Now, it'll show kids movies, and I can browse through all of the kids, or I can click this, and I can go back and forth, so over here. So I'm able to see all the movies and TV shows if there's something named the same. So kids in movies. So they're all the same. So now I can scroll through both those collections. That's the only reason why I would create a collection like this called Kids or something, is so that I don't have to go through specifically selecting movies and then selecting TV. I can just go through and see them both at the same time. And then you again have playlists. So it's pretty straightforward. Like it's time to learn, of course, but once you get the setup out of the way, just fool with it. That's literally all you need to do. There's not much more to know about this. If you want to go into quality internet streaming, you can set that to maximum. You can go through the settings, select all the stuff that you want, set player, subtitle color, position, all this other stuff. You can select all you want, so there's a lot to it.
Now the question is, what does it look like on a TV / on any media console? So here I'm going to be showing you what it looks like to be using it on an Xbox. So once you have Plex installed, you're going to want to open it up and log in, and then it'll ask you what devices you want as your customization down the row. As you can see, I have movies, music, TV shows, and playlists as mine. And then it's basically the same interface as the computer, where if you try to load something and you see it there, it'll show up on the sidebar. You can go down to more, and you can go to whatever server. So let's say I wanted to pin my music, so my movies that I set up over here, this doolittle, I can press the three dots and I can click pin to sidebar and it'll show up. And then you can do all the same stuff there. So when you go into home, you get continue watching, movies or TV shows on deck, movies, TV shows, recently added TV, recently added movies, recently added music, and stuff like that. And then you can go into your movies, and you can go to recommended. It shows you your, once it loads, it'll show you your continue playing, continue watching, recently released, recently added, and that's it. And then you can go over here to your library, and you can sort it. I have right now currently sorted. You can clear filters, but you can sort it by anything. So if you want resolution to be 4K, let's say you had downloaded some 4K HDR content, you want to make sure it was 4K, and you want to watch it, you can go to 4K HDR. Let's say I watched the Abominable Snowman. It'll tell you all about it. You can get extras. You can see that, and you can see what else is in the kids collection if it's part of a collection. You can see for TV shows too. And then you can either do information, which tells you all about it, director, writer, cast. It shows you your Rotten Tomato, your popcorn time, whatever that's called, movie screen. You can play it. You can press trailer, and it'll play with a trailer. I'm not a fan of some of the trailers it shows, but that's just me. Or you can press or you can press the three dots, and you're able to mark it as on play. You can select audio tracks, select titles, subtitles, or delete. When you do select audio track, what you can do is straight from here, if you only have a stereo source, you can play stereo, 5.1 or 7.1. So if I select 7.1, True HD Audio 7.1 shows up. Now if I do the same thing again, take a good look at that. There, and select subtitle track, the same thing. Or if you're done watching it, you press delete and it goes to your trash bin on whatever the server you're running it is. And when you're playing it too, let's just click play over here. Watch that show up in the corner as HDR. It is going to play a great example of HDR, or it'll play your HDR as well as your TV will. So whenever it starts to play, my server's just being a little bit slow sometimes, so because of the way I have it set up, but that's that. And then when you go, and this is direct playing on the Xbox too. You can see it is playing direct stream audio, direct stream video, and it'll tell you everything about it. So basically, it's direct playing everything. So no matter what, I'm getting direct played HDR, direct played video, direct played audio, and stuff like that. And then when you go into the settings here, same exact way as you would, you can select your player settings over here for English, subtitles, or if you have a slow connection, let's say you're streaming someplace else at a friend's house and you guys are watching together and it only has a slow connection, you can convert it down that. But it converts it as per the hardware of your computer. So if your computer isn't strong enough to convert into this stuff, that's on you. Now you can play it. I can skip through it a little bit. I can go like this. Now, let's just, I'm not trying to show any copyrighted content here, so if it is quote-unquote copyrighted according to YouTube's term, I'm sorry. But as you can see here, look, it's showing all the detail for it. It looks pretty good, showing HDR correctly and all that. Now the interface is nice. It's pretty simple. They're trying to universalize it between devices. So anything you see here will be the same as your computer. So if you decide to only use your computer, Go ahead, good for you. There's a lot you can do though. You can do 3 dots over here. Unpin from sidebar, reorder in sidebar. You can go through, you can go between your titles here. You can go to recommended, you can search. You can do lots of stuff here. And then TV shows is the same exact way. The only thing you can't do is sort by quality, so you can do by year, genre, content rating, network. It'll show you every little last thing, and it automatically tags it for you, so you don't have to worry about this. Once you add a TV show, you scan the library, it'll auto show it, so I can go to HBO, and it'll find me every single thing that's available on HBO that I can watch, and I'm able to click on it. It plays the theme music if you have it set, and you can go into, I'm already up to season 3, episode 7, and it'll tell you everything about this specific one. You can select subtitle, delete, go to curb, and all of that stuff. So you can have it do that. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with Plex. I think it's amazing. I think it looks nice. I think if you're looking for a great way to start streaming your own content, but you don't want to fool around with all of those types of budgets, types of devices, just go ahead, do this. It works. It's beautiful. It's great. Now listen, if you, like, as I just said, it's great. If you're not in the mood of having to take an external hard drive, plug it into your computer, then have to load the movie that you just download onto the external hard drive, and then load it back in, and then unplug it from your computer, and then plug the plug the external hard drive into your Xbox, TV, or whatever you're using, and hope that it works. Or if you're going to be streaming something, let's say from a Fire Stick, it doesn't have a USB port. So you can't really plug an external hard drive into it. You gotta stream from your phone. So this would be a lot easier because you have your phone available. Like at this point, I can have, let's just say I found a good deal, $100 for a 5 terabyte hard drive, which has been being found. External hard drive, 5 terabyte. I can plug it into my computer, set a folder for my music, movies, TV shows, whatever the heck I decide. And then what will happen is when I decide to put all of the files that I want to, I can direct every download of a movie, of a TV show, or every conversion from a disk that I have from right over to that specific folder, so that you can automatically have your Plex direct you to the right spot. And then you go into Plex, you can scan it, and it'll automatically tag it, and it'll feel like you're actually streaming, not just, oh, let me go through this external hard drive and find this file, blah, blah, blah. No. Automatically found. It's a nice way to stream. It's nice if you're a beginner. Video confused you. I explained what Plex was. If you have any issue, you can go on and you can go on online and have more explanations on how to set up Plex. Plex website has a great way. If you are really confused, go on to Reddit. Go to the Plex subreddit and just ask, I'm a noob, how do I set up Plex? And then you just say, I don't know how to set up Plex. Well, is there documentation that you know of that will help, or can you guide me through setting it up? And there will definitely be someone that will be willing to guide you through setting this up. It's simple, it's basic, it works. You don't even need to pay for it. Completely free. Completely free software. No needing to pay. But if you wanted to support the developers so that they can continue making this app, go ahead and support them. You get some features out of it. If you did like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and just enjoy the rest of your day.